What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I want to welcome you back for another one of my album reviews. 2PM just recently, of course, released their sixth album titled Gentleman's Game, and of course, I've got to review it. Number one, because there's been, in the last week or so, not very many actual, full length or medium, whatever, length albums to review, so the content is kind of light. But of course, 2PM is a popular group, and I really liked their promotion track for this song. It's Promise I'll Be, or Promise, whatever you want to call it, which was a pretty decently good song. I enjoyed listening to it a great deal. So of course I have to check out the album, and might as well make a video telling you what I thought about it, and ultimately my final rating, I guess, which would be whether or not I would, or how I would spend my money in regards to this album. So to get this started, if you're going into just to set the expectation here of what you should expect going into this album, is that if you're expecting anything other than an R&B styled and influenced kind of album, you're going to be disappointed, because this is 100% definitely following some of that, following R&B. And that's not really I don't think that really should be a surprise for people who listen to 2PM, or that wouldn't be a surprise for people who listen to 2PM. They've gone in that direction for the last two albums, significantly in that direction, and they've always kind of had, the whole R&B vibe with them I'm not particularly super familiar with the earlier music from this group, but they've been pretty consistently R&B from the beginning. So that right there shouldn't be a huge surprise. So that right there is if you're looking for some pop, if you're looking for some hip hop, you're looking for something completely different than that, this isn't going to be really the album for you. And also the thing is that it's not really an album of, up tempo, super high energy kind of music either. It's the stuff is super, slow. I guess what people would call, the slow jams, right? It's kind of like that, where you got it's the beat is it's really kind of slow and methodical, but you can feel it going. The stuff that other YouTubers like the body roll too. It's like that. So for me personally, it's not the lack of the upbeat stuff isn't really so much a problem, but it makes it, or isn't really something that makes me dislike it, but it also isn't really something that makes me fall in love with this album. Of course, your personal preferences on which you like will be different, and you very well might like this kind of stuff more than I do, and that's perfectly fine. Overall, I personally would say that, just looking at this from an objective point of view, not injecting into, or not putting in any of my, personal tastes and preferences in music, the album is very good. Every song is a good song. I don't think that there's a song that I particularly didn't enjoy listening to in any sense, and that's good. From start to finish, it's a really solid album. You get a lot of really good, R&B styled pop songs or whatever, which is, awesome. If you're looking for any specific song suggestions here on which song should you listen to that is the best song on the album, or one that you get a good idea of what the entire album would contain, I cannot make any suggestions, honestly, because every single song, if you just put all the songs into into a hat, and you picked one and you listen to that before you listen to anything else, or you listen to that one song as your judgment of the album, you get a pretty decent idea of what the rest of the songs in the album are. And honestly, if you want to hold the gun to my head and force me to pick a song, I would have to pick the promo song, because that song is kind of right in the middle of some of the slower kind of music, but also the stuff that's got a little bit more energy and I guess a faster tempo to the music. So definitely, if you're now that I say it, now that I actually really think about it beyond what I wrote down for my review portion, for my review, definitely listen to Promise. If you haven't already, you probably already have, but if you listen to that, then you get a good idea kind of the difference, or the kind of array of feelings and vibes and just tempos and energy levels that the album will cover, because that song is kind of like up and down during, you know, the verses and the choruses. So that, I think that's a pretty good place to start, of course. Ultimately, my final review, would I buy this album? And you know, personally, I'm not really loving every single song on this album. Like, I really do like it, but of course, you know, when I look at this stuff, if I kind of like evaluate it and look and rate it on whether or not it would be something that I specifically would like be really, really, you know, okay with every single song being on on a playlist that I listen to, or if there are many of the songs on the album that I specifically would use to start a like listening session, you know. So like if I'm in the car, would I pick you know, 3 or 4 of these, 5 of these songs to listen to specifically to start my playlist? And for me personally, it's like there aren't really that many songs on here that are you know, of that, you know, kind of quality. And like, I enjoy listening to all of this stuff, so most of it, I think, for me is just like playlist filler to just like put on the playlist because I like it, but I wouldn't specifically choose to listen to it, you know. And you know, it's really just because like I said, the tempo and all that stuff for the songs don't really kind of like match with, you know, what would personally sit with me as a song that I would personally really love. But that being said, I do think that every song is worth buying, you know, but for me, it's just up to my personal preference. So I don't think that I would specifically, or for me, that the level that or to the extent that I like the music, it doesn't really justify for me buying every single song on the album. So instead, what I would do is buy the songs that I do like. And, you know, 3 songs specifically is I do like the promotion song, Promise. Uneasy is also a really, really good song that I like. And then I also finally like the song titled Ote in Korean, which is also a very good song. All of those are you know, probably the most upbeat songs on the entire album. And, you know, that kind of plays into my personal preference for, you know, the go-to songs to start off a playlist. So that's just my kind of, I guess, it feels like it was a really kind of rambling kind of review that didn't really have anywhere to go, but, you know, it was organized. I did my script in front of my, you know, my bullet point script that I was reading off of, and so it was organized. So that's you know, really all that I have got for this album review. If you enjoyed it, you know, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Also with your favorite song, what do you think about it? Are you gonna buy it? You know, let me know. Give me some feedback on, you know, what your thoughts on the album and stuff are down below. Like I said, leave a like if you like the video. And also, if you're not already, then hit that subscribe button so that you can stay updated with all of my future uploads. So, as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.